Okay, so time for thinning. Um, let's see what we've got here. Young plants. Um, well, I see the flower buds, but up until this point I was thinning quite a bit. Um, okay, so here's two that are a little bit too close. Plus this one is yellow, a little yellow. See that? Okay, let's look. These are young plants. There's like two on that one. Um, it's odd. I was thinning quite heavily up until this point. Okay, here we go. All right, so you see how you've got three flower buds there? You want to reduce it to two. You can't squeeze them. You could take this one out, which I often do, or this one. And it's your choice sometimes is dependent on the appearance of the flower. Two are going to actually move away from each other. Oh, here's one. Here's a nice one. So you can see what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on one small stem, see? So we'll take this, I just normally just take off the smaller ones like that. So now what do we got? Now we got 1, 2, 3, 5. I don't like them all on the same ridge line if possible, so let's just fuss there. Now I've got 4, but there's not much more on the plant, so let's let the plant have 4 flowers, okay? That's how I would do that one. Move over to here. There's 3. 1, 2, 3, but there's several up there. I'm going to just take off these little ones. They probably would fall off anyway. They don't appear to be sequenced with the others. There's 2 there. I'm holding the camera. I'm hoping that it can see what I see. Oh, there's 4 on the bottom. Two up at the top right there, and 1 in the middle. So let's go to the 4. Okay, so there's 3. So there's 1 in the middle, there's 2 up here. I'm going to take 1. So now that has 5 on there. There's 1, 2, 3 down here. Let's see, are there any more? Later when I come through again, if I think that, see, the flowers will end up this size here. And when I see them that size, I'll think to myself, can that plant hold that many large flowers? Now, as the plant gets older, of course, no problem. Now here's one, see? Let's look, we've got, so I'm going to take off this. I know already, right from the get-go, that I've got too many. So now I've left 4, but there's, 3 up here. There's like 4 there. So let me look at it again. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take off 1 here. Reduces that. I'm going to take off 1 here. It's going to just go right into that stem anyway. Take off 1 here. So I've got 2 up there, 2 here, and 3 down further. I've got 1 up there, 2 there. We'll let it go. What can happen if I have too many, then I'm going to get a reduction in the size of the fruit. But you can see, like, this plant doesn't have any flowers. This one doesn't have any that I can see, nor does this one. So I want some fruit, So I've got, on this one, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right on there. So that's a weak part of the stem. Take that one off. I'm trying to determine which one of these 2 I'm going to take off. I'll take this one off. It's a little smaller. That kind of stuff is a little bit arbitrary. I think that's not the critical factor. The critical factor is whether you had 5 or 3. And I think you're going to get 3 nice fruit as opposed to 5 small fruit. Okay, here I'm taking off this one. It looked like a weak flower anyway. The plant doesn't have very much more. I've got 3 on there. The stems looks a little weak. I'll leave it. If it yellows later, the plant yellows, I'll thin to 2. All right. So I hope that's helpful. Bye.